Good morning, everyone. My name is Jordan Ambers. I'm the Client Success Manager here at Premier Virtual. And today I'm going to be walking you through the Premier Virtual platform, showing you how to navigate the system, some of the features that are going to be available to you during the event. We'll review that. Also, for those who have already registered, we will be reviewing how you can go back and edit your booth information and make sure you're prepared for the event. But first thing that we are going to review is the registration process here. So you should have received the registration page link from the host. And in the information section is going to let you know a bit about the event. So it talks a little bit about what the event is, the cost in the event, and the tech website, and how to register to the expo here. On the right-hand side, it will provide you with the schedule to the event. So the early access time for attendees is going to be April 5th. So what that does is it opens the lobby up earlier. So they're able to take a look at your booth information. They can also take a look at any job opportunities that you may have available. They can also submit to your job opportunities at that point as well. So we will be reviewing on how before the event you can actually check to see if that has been happening. During that early access point, it'll be from the 5th all the way till the 12th, where they do have that capability of going in and viewing that information. On the 12th is when the event is to kick off at 8:30 a.m. At 1:30 p.m. is when the live portion of the event is to close. So that just means for any of the recruiters that are on the training today, you can sign off at that point. However, the lobby access for candidates or the attendees that will be in the event will be extended to 2:30. So the lobby will close after that point. If you would like to stay live until 2:30, that's completely up to you. However, they will be available to still go in for those who may have needed to sign in later to the event. Now, to start to register, you want to select the register for event icon. Now, it gives you two options here, sign in or register as organization. For those of you who have used the Premier Virtual platform in the past, you can sign into your pre-existing account. So you do not have to recreate a new booth. If you already have one, you can sign into that one and register that account to this event. For those of you who have never used the Premier Virtual platform, you will need to create an account. So it is automatically going to default you in this area. So you can create a username for yourself, which normally is your email address. Create a password, confirm that password, view the terms and conditions, and then accept those conditions. Now, if you were to create a new account, or if you were to sign into an older or previous account, the process to register is still the same. So I'll show you here. Once you have provided that information, it's going to open up for you to complete the setup wizard to register your account. Okay, to register your account. So first step here is going to be your basic information. The next step is going to be your logo. So you'll upload your logo in here. Third step is going to be the bio about your event, or I'm sorry, about your company. We'll go right in here. So an About Us section. The fourth step will be your website and social media links. So the first available text box here will be your website. And if you would like to include the social media for your company, you can provide that here as well. In addition to that, you have 3 additional link areas where you can provide additional research information for the attendees, any resource information, if you want to provide a video there, additional web links, you can add that information here. Step number 5 will be adding the additional users. So if you are the person who is registering your company to the event, you're going to be the only person who has access to that account. So unless you add additional users, so if you have a team of individuals that will be joining you on event day, they're going to need their own access into that account as well. And then this step is where you create that access for them. So by selecting add new user, you're going to provide their first and last name along with their email address. Provide them with a user access role. So for those who need to be able to make any revisions to the account and add new members to the account would be an administrator. Those who just need to be able to revise existing information would be an editor. And those who just need to be able to see, to have a visual of what's going on, but not have any editing capabilities would be a representative. So you'll add that user and the user access role, manually set their password, provide their password here and confirm and save changes. So once you've added that information for your users, at that point or when you're done registering, you'll want to send them a direct email that has their login information along with the registration link so they can log into the platform. You can add as many users into the account as you need. You can have as many different access roles as you need. We do not have any limitations on that. And step 6 is going to be adding your job postings. So if you do have any jobs that you would like to add, you'll do that by selecting add new job posting here. And it'll open up for you like this. So for the job title, we do have available job titles for you to choose from. So if you were to go into our job title box here, let's say you have customer service representative position. If you type it in, it's going to be available for you here. Now, if we do not have the job title that you have, you can select the unique job title section and add exactly what your job title is here. So for example, if your job title reads Happy Smiles Customer Service Representative, we are not going to have the Happy Smiles part of that. So if you have a unique job title, then you'll go ahead and check that off and provide the unique job title here. What this does, this job title section here, it provides the attendees with the ability to filter out companies based upon job title. So to give you an example, screen is sharing here. So to give you an example, it's going to show you job category, job title, job city for the attendee when they log into the lobby. When they select title here, it's going to open up and they'll be able to view any job titles that have been made by the companies in the event. Excuse me, my voice is going, everyone, so I apologize if it sounds a little raspy here today. So when they go into the filter, they can type in any job title that may be available in what they're looking for or what's listed here based upon what you've provided in your job title section. So that's why it's important to make sure that you do, if you have used the platform before and maybe not in some time, this is a newer feature. So do make sure that if you already have jobs available in your account, that you go back in and make sure that you add a Premier Virtual job title as a part of your jobs. This will make it searchable. And then if we do not have the job title you're looking for, make sure that you create a unique job title in tandem with our job title to make sure that is also searchable. Does anyone have any questions on that and how that works? For those of you who may be not new to the platform, does that make sense to you, to everyone? Okay. Then you can provide thank you. Then you can provide the locations here. So if you have multiple different locations where your jobs are located, you can provide all of those locations. So for example, I have Delray Beach, Florida, and then I have, let's say, Raleigh, North Carolina. I can continue to add locations based upon, how many locations this job is available within my company. Yes, absolutely. So yeah, if you do have any questions, feel free to unmute yourself or you can put them in the chat there. Provide how many available positions there are. If you would like to include the salary, that's fine. It's not a mandatory section here. And then for all jobs that you do want to be visible within the event should be in the active status. For those of you who have used the platform in the past, you may have jobs that are necessary to maybe one event that you're going to register to, but not necessarily relevant to the job, the event that you are registering to now. You can disable jobs from being visible within an event. Rather than completely deleting it from your account, you can disable that job. But for the ones that you do want to be visible within the event, you want to make sure it is in the active status. Step number 2 will be adding the description. And then step number 3 will be providing you with a review of what you added. So if you want to go back and revise that information, you can just click into edit and make those changes. But make sure when you are done to select the complete icon to make sure that that saves. Step number 7 is your booth setup. So it's going to provide you with booth backgrounds here. So if you click into edit booth, it'll open up for you. So you can go right in and you can choose your different booth backgrounds. So we have them categorized by different categories in here: booths, hospitality, lobby, conference room, construction, military, sports, restaurant, office, and miscellaneous. So when you click into a category, it'll provide you with different options. When you choose an option, it will then provide you with different avatars. Now, if you do not wish to use an avatar for your booth background, you can click into the first available one that is going to give you no avatar. And this little logo section, it can be confusing at times as you did upload your logo in step 2. But this area here is just to show you where your logo placement is going to go within the background. So it's not going to show your background here or your logo here in the background. It's just going to let you know it's going to be here. It's going to be in the middle. It's going to be, on the right, wherever it's going to go. This is just letting you know where that placement is. Once you've selected a background, select confirm to save and complete registration to complete your registration to the event. Does anyone have any questions on the registration process? Okay. All right, now after the registration process has been completed, if you were to exit out of the browser completely, a way to get back into your account, and I'll just show you here, is through the registration page. So you'll just use that same registration page link you received. Rather than selecting register for event, since you're already registered, you're going to select login in the top right corner. Once you select login, you're going to provide your username and password that you created and select sign in. Now where it's going to bring you to is the dashboard of your account. So when you come into the dashboard, you'll see my schedule, which will provide you with any scheduled times that you may have that has been selected by an attendee. So we'll go more into that when we get into kind of the navigation of event activity and things like that. But there is a scheduling tool enabled in this event. And what it allows you to do, it allows you to provide your own availability within the platform so that the attendees can book time with you. So if you do make yourself available to do that, when you sign in, during that early access point from April 5th all the way till the event goes live, they do have the capability of selecting your time slots. So within that time frame, even before the event, the 5th or that week before, when you sign into your account, you're going to be able to see if anyone has selected those times, and you'll know, what your schedule is going to look like on event day for, video conferencing. Below that, you're going to be able to view any ongoing events that you're registered to or any upcoming event. So for you all, it should have the upcoming event as the NC Tech Spring Tech Job Expo 4/12/2023. And this will easily allow you to access into your booth, or it will allow you to manage your booth information. So that's going to provide you with the statistics and your reporting for you to view after the event. You'll be able to access that from the Manage Event section here. Below that, you have a quick overview of your organization's info. So if you need to change, let's say, the name of your organization or the person of contact, email address, phone number, your social media links, any of that kind of information, general info, you can click into Edit Organization from the dashboard. It will take you into this area here where you can update your logo or add information. If you weren't able to do that during registration, you can enter in that type of information here. Directly across from that, you have the booth overview. So in that section, if you select see booth configurations, First, it's going to show you what your current booth background is. And if you need to change any of your booth customization information, such as the booth background or the additional custom links, you can change that information here. If you would like to view exactly what your booth is looking like to the candidates or attendees, you can select view as attendee, and your booth information will open up for you here, so you can see exactly what your booth is going to present like to the attendees. You can click into all of the icons available, any of your custom link areas here, so you can make sure that it's going to the right website that you want it to go to. All of your social media links you can click into as well to make sure they're going to the right websites. Below that, we have a profile overview. So this is going to be your user profile information. If you need to make any revisions to that, select Edit Profile, and you can add a photo of yourself. If you need to change your password, you can click into the checkbox to do so. And then any of these additional information that you may want to change. If you are a military veteran, you can identify yourself as such. If you do save changes, you will have a identifier here right next to your avatar section here, or your avatar photo. So you can be identified by candidates or other employers. And all the additional information here is going to be training info, which can be found under our helps section here under training. We do have 4 organizations will be for you as recruiters or exhibitors, and then 4 attendees will be for our attendees here. So you can watch these videos. This organization training video is exactly what we're going over today, from registration to editing to interacting and navigating in the event. Search function, this is kind of to show you some of the searching capabilities that you all have as well that we'll go over. How to use the scheduling tool, so that interviewer that the interview scheduler I was talking about before, and then the hiring metric tool. User guides are also available, and if you have any questions, under our help center, you'll find our customer support. You will also find frequently asked questions and answers under attendees, organizations, hosts. You'll have video tutorials, user guides, and best practices. So if you do need any assistance, any of the questions that you have is most likely in here, but in case that it's not, you do have the ability to chat with our support team right under the chat section here. Now, outside of your dashboard, there are certain sections here that allow you to edit certain parts of your booth information. However, to get to the full profile of your account, My Organization is where you'll go, and it'll have 4 tabs here available to you. That general tab, again, if you hit Edit Organization, it's going to provide you with this info that you can revise. Under the Users tab is where you'll find all of the users of your booth. So if anyone, let's say Glenn, he's having issues with signing in, you do have the ability to go into their account. If you are an administrator or editor, if you have that type of role, you can come in and you can revise their passwords for them if you need to, or edit any of their profile information. Now, if you are an administrator and you need to add additional users to your booth, that will also be available to you here in the top right corner where it says Add User. And then if you need to remove any users, that's also going to be available to you to delete or remove users if you are an administrator, if you have that role. Job postings, again, will be where you can add new or edit or remove job postings. And then again, the booth section is where you have that booth customization area with the custom links and the booth background. So far, does anyone have any questions on editing information, or has anyone run into any issues with doing so in the platform?
So Jordan, this is Harshita here. I actually tried to reset my password, but I'm not receiving the password reset link. And that is one question, and how to get it, because I am sure that my team members will start asking this question. And second one is, Please go ahead with your answer. I'll just type it what I get.
Sure. So I will say that when you do select forgot password, sometimes the token that's sent to you via email is put in spam, depending on your email security. So that may be where that email has fallen. Now, if you want to send me your email address in a direct message or in an email, I'm going to provide my email here in the chat, and I'll provide it again at the end. If you want to provide me an email or direct message here with your username and the company name, I can go ahead and reset the password for you.
Okay, I have to send you an email.
Okay.
Okay, I'll send one to you, Andrea. And the second question is, if I try multiple times wrong password, will it get logged out, or is there any such security thing set up, or I can try as many as I want?
Yeah, no, you can try as many as you would like. We don't have a lockout type of system in the platform. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, for you as well, anyone else who is having that problem, please do send me an email with your username in the platform as well as the company name. And then I can go ahead and reset your password for you if you're having that issue. Okay, so just to recap again here under settings, my organization is where you'll go to make any revisions that you may need for your booth. Underneath my profile, again, is where you can edit your profile information. However, what's not visible under the dashboard edit profile and is visible under the My Profile under settings is the quick replies area. This is an area in which you can add free responses or quick replies. So when you are chatting with the attendees in the event, rather than typing out every response, you can have some readily available for you to drop into your chat conversations. So things like greetings, if you would rather or can only use a certain website for video conferencing, if you're not able to use our platform's video conferencing, you'll definitely want to provide your own link if you do intend on meeting with candidates via video. Any other additional responses that you may have, if it's qualifying questions, if it's just information about your company, you can add those types of responses here. And you'll do that for you. It's not going to be, this long list here. All of it is customizable to the user. So you will each be able to create your own by selecting new message. The quick reply box will open up for you, and then you can create your message here. Select save changes, and then you will have added your quick reply. And as you can see, you can add as many as you'd like. I have like over 50 in here. You can add as many quick replies as you like. I will also show you how you can add them or edit them or remove them while the event is happening as well. All right, now my schedule. Oh, I'm sorry, was there a question? Okay. Now, under my schedule is where you will go to create your availability within the event. So as I mentioned before, the host has turned on a scheduling tool for you all in this event. So if you would like the ability to provide a schedule of times that you will be available for video conferencing or video chat, this is the area in which you'll do so. So if we select calendar here, you're going to go over to April. And you will find April 12th, April 12th here. So for you all, it's not going to be all of these highlighted boxes. This is just because my booth in particular is in an ongoing event that's going on forever and always. So for you all, it's just going to probably be the one box that's highlighted here for the 12th. It's going to let you know what job or what virtual event is going on that day, and then you'll click into it. You can view this from a week view. I personally like to click into the day so that I'm just viewing that day. And when you are in the day, it is going to be highlighted for you the hours in which the event is going on. So for example, we have our event is going on from 8:30 to 1:30. So what we're going to see here, what you are going to see is from 8:30 a.m. here should be highlighted for you all the way to 1:30. Now that's just giving you the parameters of when you can make yourself available within this event. So what you'll do is if you want to be available, let's say from the beginning of the event to, let's say, the middle, of the event or just a couple of hours. You can drag it out, or you can make yourself available, let's say for an hour, save, give yourself an hour break, make yourself available for another hour, give yourself an hour break, and then, same thing here. So you can really create the schedule any way you want it to, or if you want to be available the entire event, you can drag it all the way out. However you would like to do so, you'll do that here. So what the attendee is going to then see, and I'm going to pan to my attendee view here, just give me 1 second. What the attendee will then see is on your booth. So I'll try to find mine here, and I'll just. So what the attendee will see is that when they click onto your booth, each booth is going to have this icon here, book a time with a recruiter. So when they click into that time, what the system does is whatever time you make yourself available, it's going to split that time into 15-minute intervals. So they're going to see those time slots available, and they can click into one to choose one of your time slots. So I'll just confirm that here as an example. Confirm. So now that that's confirmed, you can then see on your side of the platform, under my schedule, you will then see your times. You'll also receive a notification in the platform. You'll have this little calendar icon follow you throughout the platform and the event. And you will also receive an email with that confirmation, as well as a meeting link. So you'll know, in multiple ways when a candidate has selected your time slots. Again, as I mentioned before earlier, it's also going to be available on your dashboard as soon as you sign in. So you'll be able to keep track of your scheduled times. Now, once you are in the event, so if you go into the event section here, I recommend viewing your events list here from a grid view. So if you click onto this list view and turn it into a grid, it's just a little easier to navigate from. So you'll look for the event, it'll be right in here, and you'll select Access Booth. So that's going to take you right into your booth. You'll also be able to see your scheduled times under the Schedule tab. Those will be listed here. Now, the first available tab is going to be your Visitors tab. This is going to list out every visitor that is currently in your booth. And if you click into that button there, it's going to turn into a Show All list, which will show you every single candidate that has come by your booth. So Active is going to show you who's in your booth at the moment. Show All is going to show you everyone who has come by your booth. And now when you're working off of this Visitors tab, you'll be able to see the candidate's name, their email address, work experience, location. You can view their profile by clicking on the profile icon, which provides you with general information, a note-taking section, attendee status, ranking, resume, and work experience to view. The second tab allows you to chat with a candidate. So as soon as you click into that, it's going to open up a chat box between you and that candidate or attendee. And you'll notice below that it says select preset message. So if you did want to use your quick replies, you could click right into them and send it directly to the attendee. Or you can use the manual text box and you can type in your message that way as well. Once the attendee receives your message, what they will see on their end is they're going to get a chat thread with your company name, and they'll see yourself as the recruiter. They'll read your message and they can reply back. Now, attendees do not have to wait for you to reach out to them directly first. When they are in the lobby, they can click into any booth and they can initiate a chat conversation. So when you come into your booth, you may very well already have chats coming in from different candidates. So you may already have chats coming in. So we don't have a type of queuing system here. As soon as an attendee comes into your booth, they are able to chat with you and vice versa. As soon as you see them pop into your visitors list, you are able to chat with them. Now, the third available tab here is going to be the ability for you to send attendees times to meet with you. So I'm going to actually cancel my meeting here so I can show you how to do that. And you can cancel a scheduled meeting if you need to. We provide you with reasons here, but if you want to provide your own reason, you'll just hit other and provide your reason. But with this tab, so let's say I looked at Jordan's profile, I had a conversation with her, and I do want to meet with her. I can see that she hasn't scheduled any times with me. She hasn't scheduled any time, on my booth yet. But if I go in, I can click into the time and I can send her a time to meet with me. So all of your time slots are going to pop up for you, and you can send times to the attendees. So you don't have to wait for them to choose a time of yours. If you see somebody that you would really like to speak to via video, you can send them a time to meet with you. Does anyone have any questions on that so far?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Now you'll also notice that within your visitors list, you have an experience and city filter. So if you would like to narrow down the search, and I'm going to use a different event as an example, an event that I was previously in that had quite a bit of attendees. So I can kind of show you what that looks like. We'll use this one here. So when I'm in, my booth here, it has 14 attendees that has come by my booth. Now, if I wanted to shorten that list, I can go into work experience. This is going to be based upon what the attendees have provided in their profile. So I can, filter this out. Say I'm looking for administrator. I'm looking for administrators here, or service specialist, support representative, and I'll hit apply. Now it's going to narrow it down to 5. So I can really focus on these 5 candidates, do my research, take a look at their information, their resume info, and focus on these individuals. If I wanted to remove a specific filter, I can just click the exit on that one filter and remove it from my filters or active filters list. Same thing goes with city. So if I wanted to narrow it down even further, I can click into the city, hit apply, and it's going to narrow it down even more for me. Again, if I want to clear all filters, I can just hit the clear icon there and it will remove all of my filters. You can also specifically search for veterans if you'd like. The candidates also have their capability of marking themselves as a veteran. So if you did want to use that as a filtering system, you can do that. You can filter out all of the vets and they will come up here in your list. Looks like we may have a question. Oh, okay. Now the next tab is going to be registered. So that's going to be different for you here. This is going to be available to you during the event, and it's also going to be available to you 7 days prior to the event. So this is going to give you the full registration list of every attendee that has registered to the event. Now, again, we're in a different event, and this event has already passed, so this is why I have that list, but it is different from your visitors list. So if we see here, under visitors, we have 3 icons here. Under registered, we have 1. So from your registration list, you are to be only be able to view their booth information. Now, what will be available is this invite button is going to be active while the event is live. So what that allows you to do, prior to the event, if you do log in during that 7-day period and start to review the candidate list, you can select the invite button to send them an invite to enter or to view your booth. So when that attendee logs in, they're going to receive that notification as soon as they log in, and they're going to see what booths have sent them invites to come be a visitor at their booth. Because once you have an attendee as a visitor, so you can see here, you then have the capability of chatting or sending a time to them. When they're in the registered list, you don't have that capability. So you want to invite them so that when they become a visitor, you can then start that conversation via chat or video. Does anyone have any questions about the attendee registration list? Okay. Under the submitted resume section, I, of course, do not provide jobs in my help desk, but for you all, if you do have any jobs available, under the submitted resume section is where you will go to view any of the candidates that have submitted interest into your jobs. So their name, email address, and phone number, their email address and resume link will be available here for you to download and view. Now, when you are in a conversation with an attendee, and we're going to go back to our event here. When you are in a conversation with an attendee, you also have items here at the top that you can use. First one is going to be a visibility icon. So let's say your conversation with Jordan is over and you have tons of conversations that you are currently having with other candidates. If you would like to basically mute that conversation and send it to the bottom of your chat thread, you can select this visibility icon and essentially makes the chat thread invisible. So it mutes all notifications and it sends chat thread to the bottom of your list. You can always disable that and bring the thread back visible if you want to continue that conversation. Now, what this is for is we have had the request of having the capability of deleting chat threads, but we do provide you with a report of all of your chat conversations after the event. So we do not provide the ability to delete the threads that you're essentially done with. What you'll want to do is just make it invisible. So it's going to send it all the way down to the bottom. And then, it mutes any notifications and things like that that are coming from that chat thread. The second icon will be your video icon. So this is a way for you to have your one-on-one video conferencing, or if you want to have a group video conference, that capability is also through that video icon. So let's say, for example, your meeting time has come. You will receive a notification 2 minutes prior to when your event has started or is going to start to allow you to actually join at that time. So when you click join, it's going to open up. It'll say launch meeting. You can click launch. It's going to take you into the chat conversation with that attendee, and an automatic message will be sent to you and the attendee asking if you're ready for your meeting. You'll wait for the attendee's reply. Just make sure, that'll make sure that they're paying attention and all of that good stuff. So once they reply back yes, that they're ready, you at that point will select the video icon, select one-on-one call. Make sure to allow your camera and microphone when your browser asks you for that permission. And then you'll pop up here in the top right corner. Now, once the attendee accepts, they will be visible right here in the middle, and that's where you'll have your one-on-one video conference. You'll also have some capabilities down here. So if you want to toggle your view, you can. If you need to mute your microphone for any reason, you can do that as well. If you need to turn off your camera, you can do that. If you need to use the texting feature while in the video call, you can use the texting feature. If you would like to record the meeting, you can record that, and a meetings link will be sent to your email when the video conference has concluded. You can also use the share feature if you would like to share your screen. And if you would like to invite additional users of your booth into that video call with you, or if you would like to invite additional attendees. Sure, everyone's on mute. Okay. If you would like to invite additional attendees, you can go to the attendees list and do so from there. Once the video conference is over, you can select exit and it'll bring you right back into your booth area. Does anyone have any questions about the video chat? Okay. Nextly, you have your profile icon. So if you want to open up the candidate profile, you can open up the candidate profile from here. You'll also have the ability to invite anybody who is not a current visitor. So for those you're talking to, I wouldn't use the invite button. Since the person is already a visitor in your booth, it is going to let you know that that's not capable, because the only people you're able to invite are those who have not visited your booth yet. We're still working on making that section not available to the profiles that have became visitors. It is a fairly new feature, so we're going to be improving that, but make sure that if you are going to invite any candidates, that they're from your registered list and that they have not visited your booth yet. And the last icon under the chat is going to be settings. We do have audible notifications. So when a new visitor pops into your booth, there is an audible sound that happens. If you want to mute that, you do have the ability to do that. Same thing with a new message. When you do receive a new message in your booth, there's an audible sound. If you would like to mute that, you can do that as well. Quick reply messages will open up your quick replies. So if you do need to edit, add, or remove quick replies while the event is going on, you do have that capability. Now, after the event is over, you want to select the back button to take you back into your events list, from which you will select Manage Event. Under Manage Event, you'll have 4 different tabs. First one is going to be your Details tab. So this is going to give you analytics and stats while the event is happening and after the event. The Visitors tab will provide you with all the visitors that have came by your booth. Now, this is where you'll go 7 days ahead of the event to see all of the information. So it looks like as of right now, you all have that access. So right in here, if you go in, there are 173 attendees currently that you can review in this list. You do have the filtering capability right in here. So if you want to filter that list down, you can do that and it'll filter it for you. Same as you can do while the event is going on. Now, the 3 reports that we provide you are the visitors list. So this is going to be this list in an export CSV file. The chats, all of the chat conversations that happened in your booth, you'll be able to download and view, and all of the resumes of those visitors who came by your booth and submitted a resume to a job posting that you provided. So you can export any one of these reports by selecting the report type, selecting generate. It'll generate for you here on the right-hand side. Once it's done, it's going to provide you with a download icon, and then you'll be able to select that icon to download that report to your device. And that is all that I have for you all today. If you all have any questions on what we've reviewed, please feel free to go ahead and ask those questions. We'll now enter into the Q&A portion of the training. And then, Andrea, if you have anything for anyone on today's training, you can go ahead and, yeah, if you have anything to say, I'm pretty much finished.
Just if you do have a question, you can unmute and ask your question, or you can still put it in the chat and we'll address live. Just a reminder, again, Jordan mentioned the early access starts next Wednesday, so job seekers can enter the platform, take a look at your organization, about your job posting. So do try to get it set up by then, just to maximize your participation, to make sure job seekers know what you have open and available and what you're recruiting for. So I did put several email addresses in the chat for questions about the platform. Those are questions to the platform. So that's either to Jordan or to support. For questions about the actual event, please feel free to email me. But obviously, Jordan and I know how to communicate with each other, so we can kind of address the questions and get it to the right person if you do happen to ask a question and not sure who it needs to go to. Other than that, I think that we're all set. If no one has any questions, it's fairly quiet. So I think we will sign off. This will be recorded and posted to the event webpage. So if you do need to go back and refer to anything that Jordan went over, you can go back to our website and revisit that. And also, Premier has a great section on training on the platform itself.